So at 5 months old, right, if I've never seen her before, I can lift this pelvis and bring it back down, and she just reacts to it. I can come under here to this shoulder, and she totally reacts to it. I know, see, she wants to flip over. I can rock her very nicely through the chest. Now if I don't get, look at her go around. I know you can't have my finger just yet. I'm trying to prove a point. I can come right underneath her bum this way and just do a light lift. You can see how nicely she twists, she wiggles. The one thing I always say about a healthy baby, in and out of symmetrical very easily. She can be completely asymmetrical, but she comes right back. Nice little baby bend starting to happen. The feet are just starting to present to the floor, but in general, still babies like to kick their little feet up. If you come underneath here, very easy around the knees, very easy to lift. You know, like she's not a stiff baby and she's not a heavy baby. It's like a nice little spring. And then another nice telltale sign of how your baby's doing at 5 months is the feet. Now they'll contract sometimes, like if she's trying to get it into her mouth. Let me distract you. But they should have a nice little wiggle to them. And see how her, not only that I can go back and forth with that foot, but see how her toes go out, and if I go something like this too, she still might be gripping my toes, because again, at 5 months, but she'll be starting to go in and out. And that in and out of toe function is walking. Kids that keep their toes curled, and this was my son's problem when he had the regression and his toes curled. That just, it's so hard to walk. And then two, how nicely I can take her head. She's got very nice eye contact towards me. You know, she's got all nicely little healthy things. Her hands are out, but they can grip. They can go in and out. She wants my finger more than anything.
This one is enough.
And she's, with my hand, she's object remembrance. In other words, she keeps seeing my fingers, and forget the toy. She just wants my hand into her mouth. So that's how you would really evaluate a 5-month-old, and if you weren't sure. So if you do this with your child or whatever, and it doesn't look like Arlie, there'll be a little bit of differences, but the quality should still be the same. And if they're not, that's when you really need to have concerns for talking to someone. So even if I come this way now, since she's nice and flexible, if I can get my hand back. See how she's trying to sit up there, because she's pulling off of me. But also, again, I should be able to just give me a little bit. Helps not to go into toys, but she's fine. So there should be just a nice little roll. And the reason the roll is important, look what I'm doing with the knees. Notice how it's sort of like driving a car, like a circle. And I just bend her knees, and just her knee presents. Once it presents to the floor, her head should start initiating.
We can stop her.
But again, she's not screaming or, quote, doing tummy time. There's no issues with that. And she's staying there now actually quite nicely.
What is that sound?
But hopefully what you've learned so far too, even if this was your first time coming to me, is that also that rollover too, sorry to interrupt, she didn't fall, she rolled. Another good thing she just did though, when Claudia just passed by, she has nice upper quadrant vision. So I'll just show it this way. So if I bring it, see, she immediately, it's in her visual field, she goes right up to it. She doesn't have to necessarily grab it, I don't care about that. And also notice too, at 5 months, her eyes are starting to float in her head. The eyes went first and then the rest of the head went. Let me see if I can do that again. See how the, yeah. See how the eyes are starting to get a little bit independent of the head. The head still moves for the most part, eye-head function. But it's just that float, I can't explain it. The eyes should just be like this instead of fixed. It's more of a jolty, or I call it, I like to say always the staccato. And that's for more of a visually impaired. Or again, she can stay with it, see how she's reaching, she's got extension, all of these nice little qualities. A kid that's got visual maturation problems can't handle all of the stimuli and will look away or look like they're non-eventful, like, yeah, I'm just checking out. It's okay if she was suddenly tired. I'm not expecting her to play if she was just about falling asleep, but when you're seeing that more the norm. And then you want to check it on both sides. See, she's fine. Now this, she's got my hand. She looked at it real quick, but she decided it's just an object she was looking at. She just didn't want to play with it because my fingers in her mouth were much more priority. And the biggest thing is too is how much she wants to be with me. I'm not getting eye contact the whole darn time. She's chewing on my hand now, and the grid of the ceiling is much more interesting than looking in my face. I get that, but she's coming in and out of it. The eyes should be able to be, I say it, asymmetrical and symmetrical as just as much as the body. So in other words, yeah, I can look there, but that's driving a car. You don't sit there and look down the road with this fixed vision. You should be able to look at your children, look at, obviously it's called pay attention to the roads, but you're working the area. And the more that becomes compromised, you got issues.